Word of mouth, the boxing playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
Welcome, everybody. This is Sakura A with Boxing Playhouse, baby. And of course, you know, we got some major predictions today because we got a major fight happening tonight. And that's going to be Canelo versus Bud Crawford, baby. This is an anticipated fight because some feel that weight is there for a reason, while others feel that Bud's skill is just superior. So why not go up 2 weight classes? After the weigh-in yesterday, people did really feel like they looked the same as far as weight is concerned. So I'm interested to see what our Mr. Hunter has to say about the odds and who's in the lead as far as who pays out more now in that fight. So we have a 68-pound undisputed champion going against a 2 divisional champion, both world titles, well, 3 world titles and 4 world titles in each of those divisions when they received that undisputed status. Um, you know, it's a lot of things complicated, and there's a lot of things that, really have us going back and forth on who could actually win this fight. But whomever wins, it's a distinctive title that's not really like a well, how do you say it? It's not like a proper title or one that's acknowledged by any organization. It would be the fight fans who will basically give the title of still being number one dominant boxer in 2025. It would go to whoever the winner of this fight is. Of course, naturally, Canelo has been on top for many, many years. He is what, well, they call him the cash cow, of course. But he's also been a formidable opponent for many, many boxers. And he has a solid record, although some that I know could pick apart the record and say, well, this one was at catch weight. This one was when this person had to, put on extra weight. This one had a rehydration clause. So it's a lot of things going on when it comes to his career and things that people want to say. And for Bud Crawford, he has the opposite problem where many record is strong. Many feel like, okay, he's undisputed world championship, but who did he fight to get those titles? When it comes to people like Marvin Hagler, let's say, who stayed at 1 weight division his entire career. However, he faced all of his competition and always defended his titles consistently with the top contenders in the middleweight division. So these are things that really just, set a boxer apart for me. Is when you not just earn these titles, but then you go on to actually defend them. And we haven't seen much of that from a lot of people. Now, Canelo, in his weight division, he has faced plenty at 168. So, we can say he has had competition in his weight division. For Bud, they really don't like the 100 undisputed status that Bud has because they feel like, no one was really in the division that caused Bud Crawford any problems. Well, my response to that is, like that people didn't live up to their, talent level to be able to give him a pushback on his championships at that division. I would say not. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do, which is get rid of everybody that had a title so that he could be undisputed. And he did those. And then when all 3 or 4 belts, I believe he moved up to 147 without really defending that title at 140 too long. And, most people felt that he had grown out of that division anyway, as far as his size was concerned. And we wanted to see him get in the mix with 147-pound Urs. And the other thing is that, we don't know how much talent Bud Crawford really has. Um, because, the level of talent is just, it's a little thin. Okay. We consider top tier talent. Now, I do see one of our guests. He's in the house. He's 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 in ready for his prediction. Just letting you know, Hunter, I do see you. So, the only thing I have left to say is that Crawford versus Canelo has been a fight that some feel is also like an opportunity for, like money grab type situation. So you have a lot of fans that just feel like this is some fights. They just taking two popular boxers and they're putting them together. And now, we're supposed to just hop on board and pay for this fight. But as usual with fighting fans, the same way they were with Mayweather, when it's time for the actual fight, like today is fight night, now we're going to see that everybody still apparently wants to watch. They want to see what can happen. They want to see the strategies. They want to see if both guys are at their best. I mean, say they were both ready to go. Let's see what the Hunter has to say, all the way from Biloxi, Mississippi, baby. Right? How you doing, Hunter?
Everything's lovely. You caught me in the middle of cutting grass. I had to stop and had to come, boxing PlayHouse and get my prediction.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but I had to get yours in. You the odds maker. You tell us what the odds are, who to bet on. Tell us things that we don't even think about in these fights. So I had to invite you. I had to have.
On this one, if I'm a betting man, bet the draw. I just got a feeling this is the perfect fight. This is going to be like the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury. There's more money in three. So more than likely, something's going to happen. It's going to be a draw, something like that, or something that would cause a second or third fight.
Yeah, I
But
see what you're saying. Like, because I think Canelo still has like 3 more fights to go after this fight.
well,
Or is it 2 more fights?
I think it's two more, but it seems like Canelo has a chip on his shoulder with Turkey. So
Mhm.
basically, he's saying, "Look, I brought this. I made this happen. I didn't want to. I told you what I wanted. You paid for it." And
Mhm.
when Turkey told Crawford, "Hey, you got to win this one so we get the next one," he's talking about rematching Canelo. I'm pretty sure.
It does seem like there's something there. It's kind of like he's pissed that this man has all this money to be able to pay him, and he couldn't turn it down.
Well,
Um,
I think
what
that's
do you
what
think?
happened. Yeah, and I mean, even Dana White kind of upset. I read some stuff earlier. I'll give Canelo credit at the presser. He basically told the reporter, who was that? Matt Kellerman.
Max
He said, "Hey,
Kellerman, Max Kellerman.
boxing is going to do numbers regardless. It always has, it always will. I'm a firm believer."
Okay. Yeah, no matter how many times they say it's dead, it just seems like it keeps reviving itself every couple of years. We get new talent, or you got, new matchups, or you even have exhibitions now that are making good money. So we can't say that the sport is dying, but then on the other hand, we're seeing some of the biggest numbers, especially with Netflix being a new player in town. We're seeing some of the biggest numbers as far as financially and as far as viewership. So, I don't know how it's dying.
Well, I'll give them credit for trying to create a new landscape for boxing. They're going to waste a lot of money doing it, just like the zone did. But ultimately, boxing is here. It'll always be here. So, I mean, I'm just happy for all of these fighters that are actually making some of the largest money they've made in their whole career. It's exciting to see.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't mind the boxers making a lot of money, but I want like the professional this generation to be able to earn just as much as, like a Jake Paul or or a Pacquiao that's still earning money. Like you want this generation to be the main focus. Like that should be like, the highlight is when these two professional young hungry dudes clash and they're like highly competitive matchups. Like to me that should still be like the thing that people want to see the most. You know,
yeah,
not
that's the
like,
base for it.
other things that are going
This is $150 million and $10 million purse. This is just unbelievable.
150 million what?
Canelo's getting 150 million, Bud's getting 10 million. So it's a breakthrough for Bud. If he actually beats Canelo, then he gets room for negotiating the rematch. There's a lot more positives that can happen from a pay standpoint. If if he loses, Canelo, he still beats. It's but it's a landscape where the Benavidez fight, Canelo gets to do the same thing. Hey, I want 150 million, and Benavidez will have to fight for peanuts. But you have to win to be king, and until somebody dethrones Canelo at 68, not at 75, but at 68, we're there's some exciting stuff that can happen. What is your
yeah.
prediction? Who do you see winning? What is your prediction?
No, no, well, I was kind of on the lines of you as far as that draw situation. If it goes to a scorecard, if it goes out 12, then I'm thinking, that it's probably going to end up a draw unless, Bud would have to like dominate every round and not give the opportunity for Canelo to land anything. And so I don't really see that. So
Well,
I feel like at some point, Bud has got to slow down in this fight, and that's why I feel like they're going to draw type situation.
now betting
But I came
wise,
to that not based on the money aspects of having, like a trilogy, but I just came to that realization that when it comes to scorecards, Canelo has never lost.
now betting wise, I say how I think the fight's going to play out realistically. It's going to be a bull versus matador type situation. I think Canelo's the stronger fighter. He's the bigger fighter. Bud is the more elusive. He's going to have to move and use his movement to be effective. Okay? Basically, there's a lot of what ifs with Bud at 68. In his conditioning, we know he had to gain a lot of mass. And you have white muscle, red muscle. One's for endurance, one's for power and speed. One runs on oxygen from the blood, and the other one runs on glycogen. So we don't know what the mixture of his muscle content is and the mass that he built leading up to this fight. If he did it incorrectly, we'll know third or fourth round if Bud's actually gas, which we very rarely see. Um, I think Canelo has to land his hook. He has to land his lead hook. He has to land his check hook. And something else I see Canelo doing is something similar that he did to Callum Smith. He kept hitting him in the arm, hitting him in the arm. I think Canelo
Yeah, that is true.
trying to break down over round, and he's going to soften Bud up, and then possibly go to the body, to the head, back to the body, or something like that. Your classic Canelo, but it's all a matter of how Bud put the weight on, if he did it properly, if he still has his speed and his counterpunching ability. Canelo with lucid, he's got great upper body movement with limited foot
Mhm.
movement. I would think Bud is a little more hittable, but he's also the better counterpuncher. So if Canelo establishes power, hits him with something good early, and makes Bud respect him, then Canelo will break him down over the rounds just like he does. Yeah. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
lean personally. I think Canelo has the opportunity to stop Bud, but I mean, there's two great fighters. I mean, if I'm betting a draw, but I want to see Canelo.
So basically, you don't see an opportunity where Bud would be able to knock out Canelo.
Not really. I can see Bud going 12 and outpointing them, picking his shots, top shots, and kind of fighting like he did, like Mayweather fought against him. Now, Bud is going to have to stay more orthodox in this fight. I mean, Canelo can handle orthodox and southpaw. Austin Trout at southpaw gave him problems a few years ago. Just a little bit. He was a closer fight than what the judge had now. But I think that's where Canelo's lead hook keeps Bud in check. That's the lead hook. If Canelo can establish the hook, then he's going to dictate the fight.
Yeah, I definitely think that Canelo has more of an opportunity to best Bud than Bud can, stop Canelo. But Canelo is getting older, but he is the actual older person with the 38 years old. Canelo at 35, but in his last couple of fights, he did look a little bit slower, or like he was waiting around for his opponent to slow down. But then when they did, he did turn it on. And as you said, he does like hitting people in the arms to stop them from, punching long term in the fight.
And you really can't judge Canelo from the ball. It was a good fight, but that fight is not 175 pounds. And that's what leads to Bud acting like Canelo against football because the weight difference. Canelo's so used to fighting at 68. Bud is going to have to adjust. He did 40, 47, 54, and jumped up to 168. It makes a difference. Size makes a difference. It's something that's going to play a variable into this fight. Like I said, we're going to know early. If the fourth and fifth round you see Bud starting gas, then you know that the weight wasn't properly put on.
Okay.
And Canelo's got the money to, he can have the luxury of somebody measuring every gram of weight that he puts on. He can spend millions and millions and millions on that. And that's something I don't think Bud's capable of doing or doesn't do. I'm not certain. So, conditioning-wise, I think the past few Canelo fights, he really has to take it serious. I think he really is going to take this one serious and just try to make a statement and go for the stoppage in a similar fashion to the Canelo.
Yeah. I want to see if Bud has the stamina towards the end of the fight, because those are Canelo's rounds where he normally, stops his opponents. 8th, 9th, 10th, like in that second half of the fight is when he kind of like starts, turning on a little that he has in those punches. But he has a goat-like chin, so I'm like, I don't see Bud knocking him out, even though earlier in his training camp he had said that he thought he would.
Well, the fighter I think was probably how can I explain it? He's probably Sean Porter. Sean Porter. What's that fight? What happened in the 11th round? I believe was it?
Yeah, it seemed like Sean Porter was having a great fight until he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they told Bud, like, hey, you could be losing, then he's like, what? And then he just turns on, this amazing performance, and, Sean gets frustrated.
I think Bud, that was his toughest.
Hold on, Will. You're getting a lot of static right now. You got your window rolled up?
Yeah, I'm in the car. I'm in a pretty decent area. But I think Porter was his toughest opponent today, and he stopped.
Okay.
And what makes me question his chin, I'm not going to say his chin, but his ability to take punches, is little Gambo was tearing Bud up with the chop. He had him rocked 2 or 3 times with the torn Achilles, and I believe that fight was at 140 pounds. A Canelo landed the same shot is a whole other ball.
Okay, so you're saying in the past Bud has had issues with big punchers?
the smaller guys, shots that he shouldn't have affected him the way it did. Gamboa is a natural 125-pound fighter, 130-pounder, fighting at 140. And some of the punches he landed on Bud, that's the only time I've seen Bud really wobble was like by Gamboa. If the same exchange was to happen with Canelo, then Bud is not going to be able to recover from that shot. And that's a big question that has to be answered tonight. Can he take punches from Canelo out?
Well, let's ask the champ. The champ is about to join us today. She's a 7-time world champion. That's right. We're talking about the Chevy. That's right. She is an amazing fighter. She's recognized by many of the organizations, as well as the Women's International Hall of Fame, Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. She's an all-around talent, an amazing person, breaking records every time she fights. So we got Chevelle Hallback with us today. What's up, Chevy?
Hey, Chevelle.
Oh, we can't hear you. Are you?
I can't hear you if you can hear me.
Oh, okay. I can hear you now. Can you hear me now? Hello? Oh, man. I was hearing a wheel, but then I wasn't. Hello? Will? Hunter? Okay. Seemed like I lost Hunter too at the same time. That's odd. Hey, okay, hold on a second. Abby,
Yes, ma'am.
champ, I lost Hunter at the same time I lost you.
I was like, why can't I hear them? And so I did something to see if it was on my end, and I think I went out, but I'm back.
Yeah, he was getting a lot of static. So I think it was interfering with what we could hear.
Okay.
But he said, like, as far as the odds were concerned, because he's got better. So he's saying, as far as the odds were concerned, he would go with a draw. You know what I'm saying? On as far as betting it, for what play to bet on, he would say a draw, because that pretty much sets up another fight, which would make more money.
And that
So
that makes political sense. That makes political sense.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
betting sense, because he was telling me based on the bet, that's what he liked. But
Right.
then he said, realistically, he thinks if it goes all 12, that Bud could edge it out. But if it doesn't, then he believes it's Canelo that gives the stoppage. And I believe that's what a lot of people are saying. Like, basically, they're like, well, if it goes all 12, it leans towards Bud. But if it's a stoppage, more than likely Canelo stopped him. Bud. So what are your feelings on this?
Man, I'm Bud all the way. Canelo's a very strong fighter. Canelo's a very smart fighter. Canelo is a very skilled fighter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it comes down to who wants it the most. I think it comes down to a mindset, do or die, and I feel that Crawford has really prepared himself to the fullest for anything that Canelo may bring. Of course, I don't think he's going to fight him toe to toe. I do believe Canelo might be a little stronger than him, but I do know Crawford hits hard as well. I know Crawford knows how to box, very, very smart, and how to box very well. And I like his defense as well. So in order for Canelo to knock him out, in order for Canelo to hurt him, he's going to have to really hit Crawford cleanly. And I think in the speed division, I think Crawford has an edge over Canelo. I don't see Canelo being that fast. So yeah, I'm going with Crawford. And also, I think it's more than just a big payday for Crawford. I think it's more than just a title for Crawford. Like he said, it's legacy, greatness. because both of those cats got enough money they can walk away from the sport today. I think Canelo has really put his stamp in history. I think Crawford's right behind him, but this will top Canelo. This is doing something that not only few has done, and he wants to be amongst the best of the best. I'm talking back generations back is what Crawford is looking for.
Right.
And so I believe he was prepared for this. He was set up for this as a young child when his mother used to throw him out there to the woods and tell, hey, who could beat my son? You know what I'm saying? He was in preparation for this right now. You know what I'm saying? That mindset, do or die. And I see him. I'm not leaving the ring unless I leave him with the win. It's about legacy. It's about showing the naysayers, you said I couldn't, but I showed you I did.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and I know that's what you all about. So I know that's what you're
yes,
super excited about is that
yes,
legacy piece. Hoping
yes,
that that's a part of Bud's plan. And it would be record breaking amazing if he
right,
was able to come up 2 weight classes, if he was able to beat Canelo, look great.
yes,
And also, it would just be cool to be able to be that person to get that kind of street cred almost like I
right.
did it without even having a tune up at
Okay,
I did it without even having a tune up at 168. I
okay.
came up and I faced the best. And, my
At that
last
weight
fight was at
class,
154. Right.
right,
So
right.
I think that would be cool for him to be able to say too. I just
Yeah,
wonder, is he going to run out of the quickness because he's got more weight on him, or is he going to run out of the quickness because it just doesn't feel the same at that particular at that weight class with the extra muscle.
and you know
So
what? I think, to be honest with you, because contrary to what popular belief, muscle really
yeah,
does not slow you down. Matter of fact,
yeah,
early in my career, fighting at a smaller weight, I think I started fighting at 127. But as I put on muscle going up in weight class, I felt faster and stronger. And like you said,
yeah.
it all depends on what he feels like. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Mentally, you know what I'm saying? But he already said that no, the muscles has not slowed him down. He says already said that. You know what I'm saying? I believe that as you putting on muscle, if you're training with that same intensity when it comes to
Hmm.
speed, as you putting on muscle, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you lose it. At least for me, I did. I did. I did.
I was about to see that's what I was gonna get into because you have some people that's just like superhuman, like and I believe you're one of those people that's got those genetics.
Yeah.
And Bud got them type of genetics. But I
Right.
believe that other boxers, I've seen them definitely slow down
Yeah.
when they try to gain their weight. We just saw it when Charlo went up to face Canelo. It slowed him down. So
Right.
like I just think that there's certain people that just got that super gene and the good genetics, and it's basically black don't crack. The
Hey,
phrase.
you could be right. Because let's look at Roy Jones Jr. When he
Yes.
went up to heavyweight, that man didn't lose his speed.
Okay. So
So
what I'm saying is superhuman
yeah,
genetic people. I don't have that gene. I don't. I got the survivor gene, but I don't have the. I'm not gonna look good the entire time while I'm doing this or that. So
right.
let me see. Okay, so how do you see this win occurring for Bud? By 12-round decision or a stoppage? Because Bud, earlier in his camp, he mentioned that he did actually want to go for a knockout.
Right, right. Man, now
But
that's a
all
hard.
boxers do.
Right, of course. That's a hard one. That's a hard. I really. Do he have the capability of knocking him out? I believe he does. I really do.
Right.
But Canelo has a big willpower, same as Crawford. You know, he does have a chin. So because he has a chin, I believe Crawford can hurt him tremendously. But because of that willpower, he won't go down. That's me. So I think it might go to the scorecards. But man, if Crawford stopped this man, that would put an exclamation point on it.
Sure, that would. I mean, and but you got like Will was also saying, like, Canelo likes to punch shots at your, at your abs and your arms and make them feel heavy, and that
Right,
kind of gets you to you. And then he's got a goat like chin. Like
right,
I
right,
don't, I've never even seen him hurt a little bit. To me,
right,
I
right,
don't remember even seeing it at all.
right,
People have landed some really good punches on him,
right.
and it just didn't matter. But now I
But
do have
listen,
a friend. Yeah.
go ahead. No, 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 go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I do have a friend that thinks that's just because he likes to bring people up from other
Right,
divisions or lower weights or do these catch weight type things, and so they can't. But then you gotta think about Triple G, which everybody in the boxing community says this man was like a destroyer, and it was like the most powerful punch they'd ever felt in their. And he had those 3 fights with Canelo, and we still didn't see Canelo get hurt.
right, right.
So
And the thing about it is that how many fighters have you seen Canelo fight with the speed of Crawford? Now I did fight one guy, the guy he just ran the
mhm.
whole night, but at the same time, it was very, very hard for Canelo to hit him. Right? It was very, very
Yeah.
hard for Canelo, to cut him off. So let's take Crawford.
Uh-huh.
Crawford has that same speed, that same movement, but he know
Same
how to
movement.
utilize it.
Right. He gonna get his
He-
offense in too.
exactly. So, and
Yeah.
the punch that really knocks you out, the punch that really hurts you, that punch that you don't see. So if he's moving and he's punching in all type of different angles, and he's coming at Canelo, making him miss and then making him pay.
Yeah, you gotta make them pay. Like you can't just be moving around and missing punches,
Right,
to be in defensive minded. You gotta make them pay for even
right,
attempting or trying
right,
to do something.
right.
I do believe that too. It's hard to tell with Canelo as far as that chin is concerned. I'm more leaning to say that I think he got a really great chin.
Yeah, he does.
Because
I
he
believe
he
so.
really faced somebody that's like at 175 at light heavyweight,
Hmm.
and still never got hurt either. Although throwing a lot of punches to really break him down to me, but I mean he
Right,
also took some good shots here and there. So
gotcha.
I don't know about that KO situation.
It's not,
But
it sound like to me you going for Canelo. Am I right?
I don't really know. Like I feel like I still can't judge
Okay,
which
because
one of them.
I'm about to say if you're going for Canelo, I put $2 on it. Crawford gonna win.
$2, $3. My thing is it just depends on which version of Canelo shows up. Because I was saying the
Right,
Will like the last couple of slower, a little older, or like a little more nonchalant.
right,
Okay, I see our guest coming in. I see Corey. I see you. We'll get you as soon as you get ready. Let me do a thumbs up, and we'll bring you on to the conversation. I don't really know, Chevelle. Like for me, I always thought that, I thought it was a disrespect for Bud to go up to 150 to 168 without taking a fight at 168 before facing Canelo. Like I wanted him to be able to fill out the weight, try, do his maneuvering because honestly, Canelo's last fight against the Cuban Skull, he actually that's the perfect, that was the perfect fight to prep for a Canelo. I mean, to prep for a Bud Crawford.
right,
Because you had somebody that was moving and going in and out and just slick boxing. So I think those things like actually help Canelo. Like I
Okay.
don't feel like I wanted Bud to get like a feel of what it really feels like because everybody says like yeah, it's one thing to be in sparring, doing certain maneuvers, etc. It's a totally different thing when you're in an actual fight. Like it just feels different. The time is
Right.
different. Like and it seems like everything goes way faster. Apparently, that's what a lot of boxers tell me. I mean, how was it for you?
Um, I I don't know. I don't know. Listen. Like I said, Canelo, I don't think has really met anybody with the speed of Crawford, and plus going to capitalize off of that. With
Mm-hmm.
me, with me, my I think depending on the fight or whatnot, the strategy or whatever the case may be, my speed was still there, my power was still there. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
power for you. I mean, everybody says you like Chevelle still hits hard as hell. Like they say that about you. Okay, Corey, are you ready? We got an amazing undisputed champion in the three belt era with us today. And I believe Corey was at middleweight. I believe so.
Yeah,
But we'll
quarter
find
middle.
out in middleweight. That's right, champ. It's Corey Spinks, baby. What's
What's
going
up? What's up?
on?
What's up, you guys? I'm good. I'm good.
Yo, Corey, we having this discussion about Canelo
Yes.
versus Crawford, and we are about how you feel in a real fight. Did you see a difference between when you're sparring versus when it's the actual fight, the rounds? So, we
What
want to
was
know like how difference
you broke up? Can you say the question again?
was there a difference for you as far as fighting versus sparring? Like, did you feel the same or
Of
did you feel
course.
like okay.
No, no.
Tell us.
When you spar, you allow yourself to get hit at certain times because you want to work on things. Where in the real
Mhm.
fight, you don't want to get touched, but you
Right.
you you
Okay.
allow yourself to get hit and be vulnerable to different shots because you're working on things.
Yeah. I mean, it has um let's hear what you think about if Crawford can move up these two weight classes and feel good and make it through the 12 rounds, not have any problems with the additional weight. Like, do you feel that, based on what you've seen so far this week out of fight week, that's something that Bud will be able to do comfortably?
Well, the thing is, like, I know Canelo has already been there, but Canelo's basically the same. He came from a lower weight class and moved up.
Mm.
They basically the same size, but it's going to be tough though. I'm going for Crawford, but I'm going for Crawford because it's going to be tough though. I just want to see him be victorious, but I gotta take my hat off to that Mexican. That's a bad Mexican though, man.
He
That's
said he had to
that's a
take his hand out to the Mexican.
That sombrero, right? Is
that's a,
got to
that's
tip it.
that's a bad Mexican.
It is facts.
Yeah, man, and it's very hard against Canelo. It's very hard to Canelo because of his background, but I'm pulling for him. I hope he can pull it out.
Yeah. A lot of people are going for Bud. I don't know if you guys have noticed that Chevelle, have you noticed that a lot of people like seem like they want for the first time in a long time? I feel like I've seen more people be like, "Well, I'm rooting for Canelo, I'm rooting for Bud," but they feel like Canelo might win, but they rooting like they want to go for the underdog in this. Or is
Yeah.
he even really a
But
real underdog? Because to me, he's not an underdog.
Well, they are saying that that the odds are for Canelo right now. I mean, that might change by a
Okay,
fight night, but they are
but
right.
saying that the odds for
it's
Canelo.
like I done seen both. I done seen people still going with Canelo. I done seen people going for Crawford. But a fight like this, of this magnitude, it's like either or. You know what I'm saying? We know the challenges that presents itself with Crawford. Can he overcome them challenges? And we see the challenges that Crawford brings for Canelo. So both of them have to overcome some things because for one, Canelo has to have to land that punch. You know what I'm saying, to win the fight,
Yeah,
and
you
and
Right.
gotta
and
land.
also Crawford gotta do what he have to do to 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 to
To
bring some
avoid the punch.
punishment. Yeah, to avoid it and to bring punishment to Canelo. So
Right.
he's gonna have to earn his respect. So I'm just looking forward to the fighters. Man, we've been anticipating a fight like this for a long time, and it's finally here.
Yeah.
I'm glad
And you know what?
it's on. Go ahead.
You know what? That scares me too, man, because I know in the past when we've anticipated a good fight, a great fight, it's hyped up, and it don't live up to what it's supposed to live up to. Something
Mm.
always happen,
Nah,
like
not this one.
maybe,
Nah, no,
man,
hey,
I'm
nah,
talking about
not
like
this one.
a headbutt in the third round when now they got to go to
Yeah,
the scorecards or it won't finish or somebody doing something
nah,
stupid. I hope not,
nah, not
man.
this
I
one.
hope not.
This go, this gonna be fireworks. Yeah,
Yeah.
this gonna be fireworks.
I can't wait, man. I'm super
So,
excited, man.
uh,
You were the main one, Corey. You were the main one up here arguing with your class, your Florida Hall of Fame classmate, Bud versus Spence. You remember that?
yeah,
You went for the winner. You kept saying, "Nah, man, Bud, man, Bud." But
yeah.
we still, it's like Chevelle was saying, we still kind of felt as fans that we didn't get that ultimate high that we wanted because it wasn't competitive like we thought it was going to be. So
Yeah,
I
something
understand
was
what
wrong.
she was saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
it
was
was.
wrong with Spence that night, man. I don't care what nobody
No, no,
says.
no, no. Listen, with Spence, of course, that you can't take away from that car crash he was in. You know what I'm
Okay,
Right.
saying?
I agree. I
That
agree.
was that took that. If people might not want to say it, but it took its toll, and it showed up that night. You know what I'm
It
saying?
did.
It showed up that night. I don't know if it would have made a difference or not, but it definitely he wasn't always himself though. He didn't take the punches as well. He was easily knocked down. We
Listen,
don't know
Corey,
if he
man.
couldn't make.
Listen, you saw that man wasn't right when he was walking to the ring. When he was walking
Yeah,
to the ring, I said to myself, something ain't right. And
I
I ain't
think
gonna lie to you.
Mm.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I
to
didn't
be
know.
honest,
Uh,
I think he couldn't make 47 anymore neither.
yeah,
Because that's how I
Mm.
think. I think his equilibrium was already off. That's why he was getting dropped so easily.
yeah,
So, but you like the thing is you can't make excuses because he shouldn't have been up in there.
that part,
So
that part.
you gotta take off your hat to Bud to for handling his business. So
That is that part too. Facts,
yeah, so
Well,
facts.
you know,
somebody allowed him to be in that fight if they knew he was not 100%. But when you start getting up there, Corey, with these bigger fight paydays, it's kind of like everybody is fighting with injuries. Like I've heard so many boxers say,
But
"Well, I wasn't
but
100%
too,
on
you
that
know
night.
that
Well, I wasn't this. I had this, pain in my
yeah,
elbow."
man.
Or,
Hey, listen. You know how I know? Cause I did it. I did
right,
it. But the thing is, you don't make it. You don't make excuses. You
Right.
make excuses like when I lost my undisputed title, I caught Crohn's disease in camp. I
wow.
shouldn't have I shouldn't have fought the fight, but I want to fulfill a dream of mine to
Hmm.
defend the world title in my hometown, and I did it, and it was real big, but I didn't care. I didn't care. The fight should have been over in the first round because I didn't have any energy or nothing like that to fight. I could dance all day, but to go in there and actually fight, I just didn't have it that night. I knew I went into the fight. That's the only fight I knew. I went into the fight knowing that I wasn't going to be victorious because of,
Mm,
of 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 my sickness and everything. But the crazy thing about it, they had me winning the fight when the fight got stopped.
mm,
I thought I wasn't doing crap,
mm.
but but
Yeah, like
I
them
understand.
scorecards will surprise you sometime for real. Like,
Yeah,
because sometimes I'll be like, dang, it got stopped. I want to see what those cards
yeah.
says. Like, I
But
want to see who
I
who
also
they
talked.
actually favor.
Yeah, I also talked to some like fans. They was like, "You was winning the fight." I'm like, "Man, I thought I wasn't doing crap." But sometimes people take it for like the wrong reason. I know why I fought because I was fulfilling the dream of mine, and but some people take it for that bag, that
Right.
big bag. So
Yep.
because even though you lose, you still get that big bag.
Well, that does go towards Marcus's question, which is Corey, do you think, okay, this is the last we'll see of Bud? Basically, they saying after this payday, do you think this is the last we're gonna
Well,
see of him?
I think it depends. I think it depends on like if he loses.
Right.
I think if he lose, I think if he lose, that'll be the last time we see Bud. But if he wins, we might just get one more. We might, cause
I think the
cause I
opposite
think if
way.
he wins, I think if he wins, he'll get a bigger payday.
Well,
And then
that's
you
true.
you you,
But
you
there's
see
no
the
rematch
video.
clause.
Oh,
No,
there's
There's
no rematch
it's
clause.
none. But
no.
the thing is, the things that got me saying this is because that one video when he was on the stir step of the little thing and Turkey Island, she was like, once you do this, no retirement. He was asking
Oh,
him, don't
okay.
retire yet. He
I
was
mean, well,
asking him
I'm
if he
sure that he wants to have him go back to 154 and face or a Fundora. Like they so many players in that division. Xander Zayas is in that
I don't
154
hey,
division.
but
So that he
it
probably is thinking I could get him to go back down after he wins this
I think
or not
with the
win it.
with the Fundora that you mentioned, Fundora, I think
Yeah,
Keith Thurman can beat him.
me too.
Can be who?
Pandora.
Fundora, that's who he has a fight with. The really tall
Oh
world
yeah, oh
champion.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, most definitely, yeah,
But
most
he
definitely.
have he
Yeah,
have
I
to
think
use
he
this.
can.
He have to use
He
That
this.
part.
know it. Got it.
He
He
can
knows
he
them skills.
to be honest, you can box Pandora. People thinking that just because he's tall, you got to go on the inside. No, that's his fight, so he don't have to find you. But if
Right,
you bring him, if a person's smart enough, they can use his height against them.
right,
Make him reach down to you. Make him come down to you. But a
Right.
lot of people don't. They get with these coaches that don't understand it or don't know how to teach it. But
Right.
a fighter should know how to adjust to it. You know, and some people, some fighters don't know how to fight don't know how to box a tall fighter. They think just because they on the outside, they fighting them wrong.
Mm-mm. You gotta know how to counter. You gotta know how to make them slip those punches and make them pay. You can be right on the outside and do that. You ain't got to go in all the time.
Yeah, you gotta make them come down to your size. You gotta use their height against them.
Yup.
Yeah,
Corey, how
but
you
this
been, man?
I've been all right, man. I've been loving this retirement. You know, enjoying the time. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what's up.
enjoying. Yeah, still boxing, still loving this boxing. Love where boxing is headed and going. You
Yeah,
know, so it's a beautiful thing.
facts.
What you been up to?
Man, I just won my seventh world title last year, man. Everybody think I'm crazy, but I want to fight Clarissa Shields. I've been calling her out, but
Man, ain't nothing wrong with that.
man, listen.
Ain't nothing
I
wrong with
want to.
that.
I
Why
listen. I want to
anybody
fight her.
gonna call you crazy?
Man, listen. I want to fight that girl so badly, man. But every time somebody step to her, she blocks them. She don't. She finally said a little something. Something. Oh, I'm too old. I'm this. But yeah, you say you fight everybody,
Yeah, she steady trying to chase Layla.
Layla.
Layla
But
retired.
why you exactly why you keep trying to chase somebody that ain't paying you no attention? Why you
Right.
but you don't want to fight the people that's calling you out?
Yeah, the thing is with that with me, it's like, why are you chasing a girl? She has her own legacy. Why you trying to? It's like you trying to ruin it.
No, it's not that
You
you're trying
trying
to ruin
to,
it because she know it's not. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because she know the money, the payday that she wants to receive, she can
yeah,
only get it with Layla. She needs
yeah,
Layla. Point
yeah.
blank. Period. She needs Layla because if
And
she
yeah,
didn't,
and Layla don't need it because Layla got other skills.
yeah, Layla ain't paying that girl no mind, man.
Yeah,
Ain't paying that girl no mind. Period.
yeah, yeah. So you know, she need to move on.
Yeah. The only thing is, you know what I'm saying. Even though I want to fight her badly, but if we talking business, there's nobody out there that's gonna give her the payday that she's looking for. She claims
No,
I got the bag. Girl, you're not making that much money. Because if you were,
yeah,
you wouldn't be you by yourself, just on your name
yeah,
alone.
yeah, man. She better go messing with the MVP. That's who paying the girls the most money.
Yeah. She got too much pride though, man. Talking about she'll
I
never
don't
work
know
with Jake
why.
Paul.
I don't know why. Cause I'll be over there. She better follow in
Back,
line.
backs.
You see all the girls going over there.
They are.
That cause he paying. He's
He
advocating for the
is.
women. He's
He really
advocating for
is.
these women. Yeah. Come on,
He really
Serrano and them
is.
got paid over. Serrano and them got paid over $1 million every one of them fights. I will fight
Right,
three
right,
times.
right.
Women ain't making that. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
Facts.
you
Hello?
see,
Oh, I'm
you see,
sorry,
Bone.
guys. I had lost my audio. I couldn't hear you guys.
Yeah, you see, hey, you see, Bone Gardner went over there,
Yup. Yup.
Okay, yeah, she went over there
and
like,
two other ones, and
Yes.
two other females. Like deuces, we want to make
they
some
Deuces.
got
money.
like a stacked roster now,
Yeah,
Even
he's
even Holly
advocating.
Holmes is over there now. Like she
Yup.
like,
Yeah,
I gotta
listen,
get some of this too. I'm
listen.
ready for
He's
Yeah.
Chevelle to get over there, okay?
he's paying
Her
them.
flight's next.
He's paying these girls.
And he need to because they look, they pack, did they not prove that they have the ability to pack freaking Times Square?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
packed that bitch, as I can
yeah.
say.
Right.
Like, I
And
mean, it's
see,
not
I see.
like
I
it's
went to the
half full.
I went to the first. I went to the first Katie Taylor and Serrano fight. Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
my God! I have never been to a woman's fight like
Well, they
that
sold out.
ever. No, I'm
Yep.
talking about from the first round
Oh
until
yeah.
after the 10th. Everybody
Yeah.
stood up on their feet. They did
Yeah,
not
they knew
sit
it was a
down.
war. Yep.
And and,
You
and,
knew it
and
was
I
a war.
understand I understand why they fought the third fight the way they fought it. Come on, they just went at it 2 fights.
Yeah.
Let's be a little more relaxed. Let's get this
Exactly.
money. Let's
Right.
get this money.
Right.
If any one of us want to walk away, we can do so.
Yeah. That was a war. That was like Arturi Gotti and your boy. At that
Yeah.
third fight, it wasn't like the first and the second fight. You know.
No, they was more relaxed and they still try to mix it up a little bit, but no, they had to protect themselves. They have lives after this.
Right.
So,
Facts.
Yeah, I
Facts.
agree. I think they did the right thing. I did wish it was a little bit more entertaining, but I think that had to do with the strategy that Amanda
yeah.
Serrano went with in that third fight. But the point is, like, Netflix was behind this. Netflix was even like, you know what? Yeah, let's give these
Listen, he
girls
don't
a chance.
hey,
We've
boxing
seen what they can
boxing
do.
should thank listen, boxing should thank to be honest, thank Jake Paul for bringing Netflix to the table.
Right.
That's true.
He's the
But
one
they,
brought Netflix to the table.
Right.
right.
You
Facts.
know, and people want to get down on him. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. He's still bringing a different audience that's not really tapped into boxing to boxing. You
Right.
know,
I don't even I don't even
and he's
understand why people get down on that man like that. To be honest with you.
yeah, and then he has a like, and for the
Jealousy.
women or anybody, he has a he has a beautiful facility over in Puerto Rico for people to train at. I've been over
Yeah,
there several
he
times.
investing he investing money back into these communities with local gyms, and I mean he's taking time out of his schedule to say hey to kids over in Africa. Like he's
Yeah,
doing some investing that long term promoters have not done, to
Yes.
put the money back. Like they're extracting money, but when is it going back in for anything other than, like investing in a boxer that they know they're going to make a lot of money off of later?
yeah,
Like
Facts.
yeah.
I haven't seen that type of community investment like Jake Paul is doing, and especially not for women boxing.
Right.
Well,
Nobody's
he's doing
investing that
he's
type of
doing a
money.
good thing. He's doing a good thing for him for women though. So I take my hat off to him for that. But tonight fight though, over everything like this,
Yes,
this
sir.
gonna be this gonna be amazing tonight though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, we definitely thank you guys for your time today. You guys have been
Yes.
excellent. You gave us both, well, both of you guys gave us the boxers take. So I appreciate your time today. And also, just to say that boxing isn't dying. So thank you, Canelo, for making
For
it clear
checking for checking
boxing has
Max.
always
Look, man,
been
Max.
the sport.
Max always been like that hater. You know what I'm saying? He always been.
But listen,
That's when he was
y'all know.
with.
Listen, y'all know it takes
And that's
drama. It takes
crazy.
drama.
That's crazy. That's crazy that Canelo barely know English. Like, hold up, bro. Boxing always been big. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
I
hold
got
up,
think
dude. Don't
Kellerman.
don't down our sport. Like this dude from UFC just gonna come and lift us up. No, UFC still need to catch up to boxing, man. I'm like, now come on, now. I'm saying, you see how much these guys are getting paid? A dude in the
Right.
UFC will
right.
love, will pray and love it.
By the way,
Yes.
they're trying to Dana and Turkey is trying to put like caps on what a boxer can make in changing that Ali Act.
They can't
That's
though.
what they've been having meetings about it.
That's that's
They
yeah.
ain't gonna
That's
be
wild. That's
they
wild.
not
And
gonna be able to do
crazy.
that though.
Like,
They
nah,
they not
boxers
finna
should
change
always.
that. They not
I
finna
mean,
change
it.
that. That's
Well,
the only
all I
that's the
know,
only That's the only protection we have.
And that's what some people in the industry, like Rachel Donaire, as a manager, she's been saying as well. Like, this is what we have to protect boxers. This is
Yeah,
what I have as a manager that'll let me know that I'm not getting
you
gypped
know,
or I'm not getting
you
the
know
most
why?
from my boxer.
You know why? Because in UFC, they
They
got
do
this
that.
old messed up. They got this old
Right.
messed up thing like whatever you sign for, right? So if you lose, you got to give the UFC half of your purse.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
and then like they give you bonuses when they want to. Like,
Man, that
okay,
ain't
well,
gonna
you
Hmm.
you
that
had
ain't finna
the
fly.
bonus of the night.
You ain't finna
You
come.
know,
No, you're not finna come over here and try to change some so you can make your pockets fatter, bro. So
I'm
I'm
telling you
glad.
that they are
Right.
trying to do
Fact.
it.
Yeah, so I'm saying
But
I'm glad that I'm glad that Canelo did speak up because Max was trying to was basically give him the kudos to act like he was gonna take take boxing to the next level where boxing has always been that level. Like, come on, stop it.
and that's what I have
Right.
to say about it. I just think that act is like to protect the boxers from getting totally screwed in these negotiations and the actual contract pay. And we shouldn't be making it even more making more limits on what the boxer can earn. Not at this stage. That
Right.
shouldn't be the case.
No,
Um,
man,
Right.
he ain't finna come in and change nothing.
Well, he is great friends with the Trump administration, so he does have some contacts. But and right now, the
But
two
but Trump, but
congressional
listen,
part,
but
yeah,
but look, I would tell you one thing about Trump though. Trump loves boxing though.
yes, he
Trump
does.
loved always loved boxing.
Yeah, one hundred
Always loved
percent.
boxing. So he ain't finna change nothing over here though.
Well,
Fact.
I don't think that he wants to change that particular thing. But if he did say to, then it would happen because our two houses in Congress, they are both Republican right now. So everything that they want to pass is pretty much happening. And so let's just pray that Trump, if you can hear us now, President Trump, we need you to leave that Ali Act intact, okay? We need to protect these boxers. We need to make sure they get what they earn, and we need to let them decide how much the risk is for their pay, or how much the pay is for the risk that they're taking. So
Right.
Nah,
please don't change that
they ain't gonna
aspect
take
of
that
it.
away. Nah, they ain't gonna take that away. Ain't nobody
Hey,
finna vote that to go away.
What you think, Chevelle?
see you guys. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. A pleasure. Hey, you need to come on
Uh,
back and make some more bread, man. You
I
need to come
couldn't
back
hear
and make
you.
some more bread.
You want to make some more
I told him
bread.
he need to come on back and make some more bread.
J.
who me?
Cole, if
Exhibition
you hear
style,
us,
man. That's what they're doing now.
well, her Wi-Fi is going out now, but
Yeah.
yeah, but they need that
Yeah.
bread. You
All
said
right.
J.
Yeah.
Cole?
Yeah.
Okay, J.
Yeah.
Cole.
Exhibition style, baby. Make that
Steady.
bread.
Okay. She's willing to
Yes.
do an exhibition. She's willing to
Yes.
do Chevelle Hallback is ready to take on
Clarissa Shields.
Sid,
Clarissa Shields
and
all day. That's what I want.
that's who she wants. And she's the only one I've seen calling her out, Jake.
Only
So
one.
let's make it
Since she,
happen.
since she
Let's
since
make
she
it happen.
fight everybody. Since she fight everybody.
That's right. And like we said, black don't crack. So age ain't nothing but a number, baby.
That's it. That's
All right,
it.
guys. You guys take
All
care.
right.
I'm ready to see this
Thank you.
Bud versus Canelo fight. We're out.
All
All
right.
right.
See you. Peace.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. All right, Shakur. I'll talk with you. I got to help pack up some stuff, but I'm gonna talk with you. We're gonna talk later on tonight. Corey, be easy. When last time you talked to Nate?
I talk to
Hey,
Nate often.
Yeah.
Yeah, so often. So You know, we stay tapped in.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy.